want to feel your hair right now. You are the place, my only home. Yeah, just like the flowers that bloom and fall with me over and over again. Well, I'm barely breathing and feeling to the ground. But each and every time we all stand up, stop right to yourself and be true to yourself, and that might be we both can exceed destiny. So let's tell me now, you must feel love, but I'm right by your side. Yeah, just like the flowers that bloom and fall to be over and over again. Keep the flame alive. I want to feel your hair right now. You are the place, my only home. I know, I know, I know. Yeah, we can one day whisper like flowers in the day. No matter where I'm by your side. I know, I know, I know. You and I, let's fly the soul that we're together. Can't feel my habits, so take my hand to do tomorrow. The crowd back a lot of you give me strength and give me play. To darkness, let's fall, yeah, only love. Spark just like Hibana. Come, light up like Hibana.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Tales of Arise. I'm your host, Starnum Lander, and it's time to begin. Alright, let's see. Last time we left off, we were following that cat. And it led us here into the woods. What else had happened? Oh yes, we had come to the new land. And we met the Lord. Everything seems to be too good to be true. Everybody is well taken care of here. And the slaves are even compensated for their work, treated like regular people. Although they are still technically slaves. So that's going to be something that we have to consider. But the lord of this land seems to be a good guy. Oh, that's good. Learn Lunar Rondo. Random? Or I already had it.
Come and face me.
Sleep now. Here I go.
We got the advantage. Good. Just have to make sure we keep it. Don't worry, because Raw's on.
Sleep now. I never miss. I'll be saving this one.
Here I come. You're finished. You made quick work of them. Want me to pick up your slack then? Just pointing it out.
These little ones are hardly worth our time.
Less talking,
It's
more
called
talking.
Rising Falcon, even though it goes down.
Energy.
Say no more.
I mentioned this before, but it seems fun to me.
I can feel my power growing. Brace yourselves. This one's tough. Here it comes. It's over. Be still.
Glacial Spear.
Smash you.
Are those burning even natural?
Eagle's Eye. You're mine. You're finished.
Take my astral blade.
I'm just getting started. Severing Wind. Start up.
That freaking does. Get toasty.
Bird Strike.
Right. Next one.
My turn. Already on it. Eat dirt. You're mine. It's over.
Now.
Talon
Blade.
Hurricane.
This ends now.
Consider yourself finished. With your flames and my technique?
We're stronger together than we are apart.
The reason the trees around here are so big is because of astral energy, right?
It's possible, but give them enough time and trees can get pretty big on their own without any extra help. I've got a really bad feeling about this.
First strike! Dazzle! I'll run you through! Stardust! I'm on it! Talon Horde! It's over! You're mine!
Now!
You're mine!
Take it! Watch and weep!
Here I come!
Do it!
Freaking does it!
Annihilation!
It's over! I'm on it! You're done! Here I come! It's over! Severing wind!
Anything in armor is all mine! Do it!
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw! Check out these biceps. Pretty glorious, right?
Why are guys so obsessed with their muscles?
Because
I have a bad feeling about
You're
this.
mine! It's over!
Annihilation!
You're mine!
Burning strike!
It's over! This one's gonna be tough! You're mine!
Mega Ray!
Here, let me help.
Take this!
First aid!
I owe you one.
Here!
You're mine!
Get on in there with the others!
You're
You're
mine! Rising Falcon!
Hear me!
Here I come! Try harder! Not a chance! I'm not done!
Here's it!
Talon Hurricane!
Stop it!
Run well! Demons descend! Flashing Fang!
This could be useful.
This won't be easy.
Don't be such a pessimist. Raging cascade!
Eat dirt! I'm on it! That's enough! Here I come! Severing wind! Here I come!
First aid!
Did you just heal me?
Yes, I need you, remember?
Leave the enemy's art to me!
Take this!
No complaints here!
Take this! Be still! Start up!
Do it!
Rising Falcon!
Here's a healing art!
This one's
Karma!
Nice, Law!
All the love!
Hey, I'm here too, you know!
Well, someone seems in tip-top form.
Nothing new about that, John.
And still as humble as ever.
Take this!
You are in tip-top shape.
As soon as I'm done here, come help out.
How could a girl ever say no?
These little ones are hardly
We're
worth our
cleaning
time.
now. Less talking, more pummeling.
Cut them apart to your heart's content.
You're mine!
I really know you want. Talon Hurricane! Eagle Fly!
Your power is a spectacle to behold.
I'm not trying to be...
Still, it's a part of
let
you.
loose.
Embrace it.
I feel stronger. I mean, a bit.
Good. We're counting on you, Rinwell.
On me? Well, I'll do my best.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Lightning Hurricane!
Eagle Fly!
Rising Falcon!
Raging hurricane!
You're finished!
Mega Ray! Dance
You're
in the
finished!
wind! Air thrust them mark
Eat
now!
Take this!
Oh, now you talk!
Astral energy!
Say no more!
You sure showed them.
All in a day's work. This one's tough, but we have no choice.
Let me know if you need healing.
Dance in the wind! Air thrust! Lightning condensed!
Ready and clear! Be still! Take this! Stardust! Rising Falcon!
I'm only getting
Eagle Fly!
Astral energy!
Power of water!
Dance in the wind! Air thrust!
Fluid escape!
Dance in the
Lightning
wind!
thrust!
Air thrust! I'm only getting
Rising
now!
Falcon! Fall! Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
We managed to pull through.
Hey, look at that enemy. It's shining.
Oh man, I hope I live long enough to regret this.
You're mine! It's over! Just Rising Falcon! Take this! Crumble!
That freaking does it!
Dazzle! You're mine! Rising Cat!
Dance in the wind! Here's a healing art! Sleep now!
I really owe you one.
Oh, magic is him!
You're finished!
I'll crush you! Ah! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
Glacial spear.
Pierce eagle!
Lightning thrust! Here I come!
Eagle side!
Rising
I'll
Falcon!
finish you here and now!
Do it!
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
Hey! Poodle's quivering! I think we're about to be real lucky.
Careful, we don't want to fall here.
Yeah, I doubt anyone would hear if we even called for help.
I don't think people flattened into pancakes.
Looks like trouble with a capital T!
Fluids together, we've got this! First strike!
Freeze Lancer!
Take this! Fluid
I'll
escape!
smash you!
Be careful, everyone. This one isn't normal. Lightning thrust! You got fire!
I've got the
Get toasty!
Bird strike!
Right, next one.
Now! You're mine!
Already on!
Here's another!
I'm on! You're
Dance in
mine!
the wind!
Talon Hurricane!
Now!
Eagle side!
Astral energy! Full throttle!
Not a chance! Stardust! Rising Falcon! Right!
I'll end you! Blow away!
Wish they were all that easy.
Yeah, I think we might be getting too strong.
Isn't that good?
Play along, would you? Oh, this looks nice and tough.
There. Focus us! This one's tough!
Light astral energy! Glacial
Rising
spear!
Falcon!
Evil
Take
fly!
this!
Lightning condemn! Thunderblade!
Burn!
One more time!
Take this!
Lightning!
You're finished!
Light astral energy!
I'll take you all on!
Do it!
Take this! Screw 'em up! Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
See that?
That training's paying off!
Did you hear it now?
It's over! Stardust!
That's quite a talent.
Your father once made the same remark.
So even my dad.
Do it! Shion, astral energy! Full throttle! I can feel my precision improving. This won't be easy.
I'm not done!
Don't be such a
Armor won't
pessimist.
save you.
Lightning condemned!
Take this! No escape! Lightning thrust! Stardust!
Light astral dance in the wind!
You're mine!
Annihilation! Let's get you off the field! Here goes! Up and do it!
Lightning thrust!
Shion, astral energy! Full throttle! Glacial spear! Here's evil!
Take this!
Talon Hurricane.
It's over!
Eagle, do it.
Dazzle!
Tectonic punch.
First aid!
I owe you one.
All aboard the victory train.
Overconfidence can bite you in the butt.
Everywhere you look, it's nothing but green, green, and more green.
Just like Calaglia. Rocks, rocks, and more rocks.
And Cyslodia. Snow, snow, and more snow.
Oh man, I hope I live long enough to regret it.
I never admit!
Take this! Dazzle! Here I come!
Talon Storm.
Here I come! Come with this time! Burn in hell! You're mine! Dazzle! Rising Falcon!
I'm on it!
You're mine!
An Astro Art?
That's my cue.
Shut him down!
It's showtime!
We are freaking invincible.
Falcon and the others truly are strong.
What about me?
I'm out of ammo!
You're mine! Take this! Be still!
Do it!
Rising Falcon!
Healing arc! Spread! First aid! In the wind! Air thrust!
I think I'm getting stronger.
Oh yeah? Think you could beat me at arm wrestling?
When have I not beaten you?
Right. I'll just go on ahead then.
What do you say we check back in on the ranch? It's crazy. I've never seen anything like these plants before. It's like they're an invasive species. Not that I'm surprised. Calaglia's all dry and Cyslodia is...
Watch out!
The hell? Is that a Zoogle?
That thing is huge! Everyone, be careful!
Why can't these dumb plants just keep to the...
Annihilation! Mega Dance in the wind! Sleep now. This'll come in easy. Oh, magic is there! Crossplay! Here's evil!
Take this!
Freeze
Stardust!
laser!
First strike!
Dance
It's
in the
over!
wind! Tentacles!
You're mine!
Right.
You'll finish!
I'm only getting started. Air thrust!
Ignite!
Mega ray!
Stop!
Gemini Dance in the wind! Here, let me help. Sleep now.
Here I come!
First aid!
I owe you
Where
one.
are you going?
It's over!
Blah, blah, blah. Magic! Crossblade! I'm only getting started.
Severing wind! Strata!
Dance in the wind!
Take this!
Air thrust!
It's over!
Dance in the wind! Go!
It's
Air
over.
thrust! By the power of water!
Lightning thrust!
Dance
Take
in the
this!
wind! Flame of air burning strike! Dance in the wind! Air thrust! It's over!
Be still! Here I come!
Dance
You
in the wind!
shall-
There! Air thrust!
Rising Falcon!
Mega ray! Dance in the wind! Here!
Lightning thrust! I'm on! Take this! Lightning thrust! Okay, here I go!
never miss!
You're mine! It's
Glacial
on!
spear! Here's evil!
It's over!
Eat this! Enemies incoming!
First strike!
Then we'll take them down.
It's over!
One more! Mega ray! Searing flame! Hear me! Flame of fury! Burning
Be
strike!
still!
Glacial spear! Here's evil!
Burn!
Think again! Here, let me help! First aid!
Okay, here I go.
Dance in the wind! Air thrust! There!
Lightning thrust!
Cross speed!
It's over!
I'll run you through! Mega ray! Dance in the wind!
Take this!
Air thrust! Photon! Lightning condense! It's thunderblade!
Take this!
Here, let me help. Dance in the wind! Air thrust! Lightning
Be still! Take this! It's over!
We are freaking invincible!
Alph and the others truly are strong.
What about me? Now you see what I can do!
Thanks!
Air thrust!
Eat this!
Not on my watch!
Take this! I'm not done!
I never miss!
Here's
the
the
war!
escape!
Lightning condense!
Dazzle!
First aid!
I owe you one!
Blaze!
Not a chance! No escape! Eat dirt!
Focus in well. If you can't rely on yourself,
Don't be a martyr. You've got all your friends here.
Be
thanks.
still! You're finished!
Sometimes the best...
Eat this! Swallow blade!
Talon first aid!
I'm not done!
Dance in the wind! Air thrust sighted!
Try harder!
You're mine!
Thrust!
Dance in the wind!
Take this!
Air
Dazzle!
thrust!
Here I
Here's
come!
a healing arm!
You're finished! We did it!
These little ones are hardly worth our time.
Less talking, more pummeling.
Cut them apart to your heart's content.
Here I
Swallow
go!
blade!
Dance in the wind!
Inferno turret!
Mega ray!
You're mine!
By the power of water!
Take this! You're finished!
Ready and raring.
Take this!
Here, let me help! First
I
aid!
owe you one! No escape!
Air was mine!
Lightning thrust!
Photon flux! Raging
You're
spear!
mine!
Here's evil! Spread! Dance in the
Run!
wind!
Start
Air
up!
thrust!
Take this!
Where are you going?
Here I come! This one's all mine!
Take it! Help
I'm
it!
not done!
Dance in the wind!
Start up!
Air thrust!
Burn in hell!
First
Try
aid in
harder!
the wind!
My turn!
Air thrust!
It's over!
Light axe dance in the wind! Not on my watch! Annihilation! Dance in
I
the
can
wind!
carve through armor.
Do it!
Jill!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Oh yeah, first try. Let's go. It's a good fight. It's close.
Everyone okay?
I'm starting to get that it's a trap feeling again, guys.
We'll just pray you're wrong. Hey, there's that cat.
Looks like it's not done leading us yet.
Alphen, the Blazing Blow. Skill learned. Increased boost gauge from enemy downs. Increases the amount of boost gauge added when downing an enemy with a boost attack that matches their trait. How many points we got? 1,000.
What do you say we check back in on the ranch?
With this, I can become even stronger. Should we really be lighting a campfire in the middle of a forest?
You scared of starting a fire? As long as we put it out thoroughly afterwards, we'll be fine. Really, it's a good thing to have a fire here. It'll keep the Zoogles away.
Have you both forgotten what we've come out here to do?
I'll let them relax, Shion. It's good to unwind every now and again.
If you say so. All done. Come and eat.
Rinwell, mind if we chat a little?
Huro, come here, sweetie. Woo! Good boy.
What are you doing?
It's flying practice. Huro doesn't really like to leave my side, but if I don't make him spread those wings every now and then, they'll start to weaken. It's important he practices. Also, I'm pretty sure he put on some extra weight. Oh.
Probably because everyone keeps sneaking him snacks when you're not looking.
I knew it! I thought there was something fishy going on. Oh, it's really not good for birds to be overweight, you know?
Oh, really? I'm sorry, Rinwell.
You were feeding him too? You haven't been giving him anything he can't eat, have you?
I'm pretty sure everything I've given him has been okay. Just to be sure, though, why don't you tell me what he can't eat?
Huh? Oh, yeah.
Is something the matter?
No, not at all. It's just, for a really long time, Huro was the only friend I had. So on the one hand, it makes me really happy to see everyone be so accepting. But on the other, it's a bit of an adjustment sharing him, you know?
Every one of us can see that he's like family to you. I can promise no one's trying to ignore your feelings or anything.
Yeah, I'm sure you're right. I'll talk to the others about it later. Huro, let me know if you sense anything.
Shion, what did it say? Bottomless pit? Increases attack and elemental attack strength while the effects from cooking are active. Nice. Yeah, bottomless stomach. She's a hungry girl. Alright, let's see what's next. Increase boost gauge from enemy downs. And extends duration over limit. Cool.
Another day, another Gald.
This had better not all be for nothing.
Somehow I doubt it'll be a wasted trip.
Really? Whatever you say, I guess. Let's follow.
You know, for a guard, you're not too good at tailing people. Not to brag, but this kind of thing is my specialty.
So it really is you. When Law told us, I almost didn't believe it.
I'm just surprised you could do two things at once, Law.
What's that supposed to mean?
It looks like somebody needs to be put in their place.
The one time I wanted to resolve things peacefully. What the hell? I thought you wanted us to leave!
You'll never make me talk.
Not helpful. In fact, you're pretty damn stubborn, you know that?
Time to shine.
Lightning orb! Flame! Reload!
I'll bash in there to defend you!
Glad you have your uses.
I'll show you how useful I can be!
Tiger Blade! First strike!
Seal.
Dazzle!
Let's get you off
Rising
the
Eagle
way.
Fly!
Light
Here I
Astral
come!
Energy!
It's over! Discharge! I'll end you! Take it!
Sleep now.
It's over!
Eagle
Take it!
Round and crow!
Glacial Spear.
You're mine! It's over!
I never miss!
I'm on it!
Glacial Spear.
I'll be piercing over.
Flaming Meteor.
You're mine!
In here!
You're finished!
More for the
Lightning
top!
Thrust!
And again!
Armor won't save you!
Rising Falcon!
Searing flame! Reload!
Take
An
it!
arrow
Next
with
time!
steel.
I'm just getting started! You picked the wrong fight!
Thunder
You're mine!
Blaze Lancer!
I'm not done! Be still!
Here's a
Rising
healing orb!
Falcon!
First aid!
Flaming Meteor. Glacial Spear.
Shining
Take it.
Supernova!
It's
They're
over!
not playing around!
Be still!
Freeze Lancer!
Stay away from my friend!
First aid!
Okay.
I'll bring you back from death's abyss.
Lightning Raging Cascade!
Ground and pound.
Sealed!
You're mine!
Get
It's
out of there
over!
with the others!
You're mine.
Photon
Hurricane!
Blast!
Eagle Fly.
Strike!
Astral Energy! Raging Cascade!
Rising
I'm out.
Falcon!
Eat
Back
this!
into the fray! In the wind!
Eagle Fly.
Lightning! This will come in handy!
You're finished!
Igneous Discharge.
Light Astral Energy! All right!
Here I come! Swallow Blade!
I'm on the way!
Here I come!
Lightning!
You're
Time to
finished!
shine.
Dance
Here,
in
let me
the
help.
wind!
Take this! It's over!
Ready and raring!
More for the stockpile!
Now I'm in the groove!
Here I come! You're finished!
Where are you going?
Flaming Thrust! This one's all mine!
Gravitop
Blast! You picked the wrong fight!
Magna Ray!
Here I come!
Gemini
It's over!
Dance in the wind!
Eat this!
Air! They're not playing around!
Let me help.
Watch it!
Here I come!
Dance in the wind!
You're finished!
Seal!
Talon
Hurricane! Annihilation! Hear me!
The
Flame
picture is
Inferno!
now burning!
Strike! I'll be saving this one!
Flaming Meteor.
Thunder! I'm only getting started! Annihilation!
Talon Hurricane!
Water!
Eagle Fly!
You're mine!
Here comes
You're
Dance
finished.
in the wind!
Shield and mace! Shattering
Raise the
pieces!
other.
Attack time! Eagle, I can carve through! Now I'm in the groove!
I'm not done! Swallow Blade!
Eagle
Try
Fly!
Magna Ray.
this! Inferno Turret!
Dance in the wind!
This one's mine. Sealed. Where are you going?
Let's get you all tucked away!
Here I come!
Here's a healing
Come
orb.
on,
Tiger
Seal.
Blade.
Back, try harder!
This
Take
will come in
this.
handy!
This one's all
Do
yours!
not! Watch it!
More where that came from!
Here's a healing orb.
Hold nothing back!
Lightning orb!
Swallow Blade!
Lightning
Lightning
Kinetic!
Crumble!
Turtle!
Rising Falcon!
Take it! It's over!
Take this!
Round and
Swallow
pound.
Blade!
Raging Cascade!
You picked the wrong fight!
Damn it.
Hear me!
Here I come! I'm on it! Swallow Blade!
Dance in the wind!
You're finished!
Air Thrust! Photon Flat! Freeze Lancer!
First strike! Here I
Eagle Fly!
Lightning
You're
Raging!
mine!
The enemy is going all out!
Anything in order!
Try
All
harder!
mine!
Now! Here I come!
Talon
Flaming
Hurricane!
Thrust!
Shine.
Rising Falcon! Try harder!
Shining
Now!
Supernova!
You're mine!
Here goes!
Huh?
Raging
I'll smash
Cascade!
you!
Huh?
Just getting started!
Dance in the wind!
Eagle Fly!
Sleep now!
Inferno Turret!
I'll be saving this one!
You're mine!
This one's mine.
It's over!
In here!
Round and pound.
Take this!
Here, let me help.
Huh?
First
Eat
aid!
this!
Shining
You're
Supernova!
up!
It's
It's over!
showtime! Hear me! Flame of Thunder!
Take this! Eat this! Swallow blade! You're done! This one's on mine!
Tiger blade!
My
Mega
turn!
blade! Lion
I'm not
Power!
done!
Time to shine! Feel!
Ignite!
Here, let me help! Far enough!
Okay, here I go!
Photon Flash!
Flash! I'm on it!
I'm just getting started! Air Blast! Light Astral!
Try harder!
Tiger blade!
Take this! Lightning thrust!
Lightning!
I'm on it!
Downfall!
Rising Falcon!
And
It's
now
over!
I'm
Already
here!
counted!
Annihilation! Let's get you off the way!
You're mine!
Shiny! The enemy is doing all!
What a relief.
Time to shine!
I'm on
Far
it!
enough!
Got it! I'm not...
Here, let me help!
Any more of this and I'll burn out.
Smash you!
More where
Take
that
this!
came from!
Slash!
Shiny Supernova! Do
Total
it!
turret!
Dance in the wind!
Demons descend! Flashing fang!
What's your deal, huh? Did Dohalim put you up to this? You send us away and then come to finish us off? I don't buy it.
I wonder. We came here following a black cat. What reason could you have for tagging along? Certainly not as a spy.
You think she might have business with whoever called us out here?
And even if she did, I highly doubt she was trying to keep us from harm. Am I wrong? Just who was it that led us out here? Answer me.
Are you serious?
Hold your horses. I'm the one who summoned you all here. Well, maybe not all. Nice of you to drop by, Kisara. It's been a while.
You two know each other?
Hello, brother.
So, you're the big heroes who liberated Calaglia and Cyslodia, huh? It's an honor to meet you all.
We didn't do it all on our own. We had a lot of support from others along the way.
So, wait. Kisara's your sister?
Yep, that she is. The only family I have left. She was the dreamer of the two of us, full of hope for the future of this realm. For both Dahnans and Renans alike.
For siblings, you two don't exactly look like you're on the best of terms.
That's because Miguel here is a traitor. Isn't that right? We were in the Guard together. That is, until he was caught plotting to assassinate His Excellency Lord Dohalim. He took off after that.
Is that true?
You still believe that's what happened?
I don't see why I shouldn't.
Even if the truth slapped you in the face, you'd reject it. Same as back then. Heck, even now I'm still working to serve Lord Dohalim.
More lies. You haven't changed.
Before Lord Dohalim came to power, this country was ruled by an oppressive regime. We lost both of our parents to it. Back in those days, there were countless Dahnan children who had been orphaned by the Renan's tyranny, just like us. So we formed our own families among ourselves and helped each other out, surviving as best we could. And then Lord Dohalim came along. He abolished the oppression that kept us down, and the Dahnans were treated like people again. Menancia was reborn under his watch, and orphan children became a thing of the past.
If so, then why did you betray him?
I'm not done talking. I'm sure you know the Renans are trying to harvest astral energy from us Dahnans.
Yes. Shion here told me that's how they decide their next sovereign.
That's right. There are 5 types of astral energy. Earth, water, fire, wind, and light. All of them are contained within every living being.
And that's the excuse they use to enslave us.
You ever wondered what happens to living beings and other matter when they lose all their astral energy?
They just die, or so I thought.
If only. See for yourselves.
What the... Is that metal?
Not metal, but to be honest, your guess is as good as mine. I believe it's... nothing. Matter with no physical form. Just a reminder of what was once there. They call it the hollowing.
The hollowing?
The process itself is invisible to the naked eye, but it makes the impacted area reflective. Once it consumes my whole body, that's it for me. I'm dead.
What? That can't... Miguel! When were you going to...
A sinister plot is unfolding as we speak. One Lord Dohalim is likely none the wiser to. It was blind luck I even found out about it. I tried to warn the man for all the good it did. Take a look at this. It's called the Fruit of Helgen. When a Dahnan eats this fruit, their body enters a heightened state, one that causes them to emit more astral energy than usual.
Hold on. Could this be the reason Alphen and Law were feeling out of sorts last night after we ate with Dohalim?
Sounds like you've been introduced to these things before. None too surprising either. Most of the realm's food supply contains traces of the fruit.
If that's what we ate, does that mean we'll become hollowed like your hand?
You don't need to worry. You'd have to consume a large amount of the fruit regularly to exhibit any symptoms.
But if that's the case, then why aren't I showing any symptoms? Why would you be inflicted and not me?
If I had to guess, because the guards' meals are free of it. Otherwise, they'd risk Lord Dohalim noticing. I tried to warn him, but all it got me was locked up. They force-fed me the fruit the entire time I was in chains. It's a miracle I made it out. They eventually left me for dead, thinking I would succumb to my condition. But I survived and managed to escape.
So the assassination plot, just a cover-up?
What?
Eventually, I found others like me, and together we founded the Gold Dust Cats. Our mission is to uncover the truth and warn Lord Dohalim. As you can see, though, we haven't gotten very far in that regard. But I'm hoping that's about to change, now you're here.
Which is all thanks to your faithful feline servant.
It was a shot in the dark, but fortunately you recognized her for what she was, and Zare accomplished her mission with flying colors.
So what's our plan of attack, boss?
One of the Lord's routine inspections of the city. It's the only time commoners can talk to him face to face. That's the idea, anyway. His security is bound to be on high alert, but with you lot along, it's the best chance we're going to get to approach him.
All right, we're in. But I have to know, how do you keep going with all you've been through? How have you not given up hope?
Hey, someone has to fight for the future of the Dahnans here.
The future?
Lord Dohalim may be a wonderful person, but in the end, he's still a lord like any other. And lords can be replaced. Once the current contest is over, the next lord of Elda Menancia will take over. Then it'll be back to square one for all of us. That's why it's imperative Lord Dohalim sees the light.
You really believe Dohalim is going to stick his neck out for a Dahnan like you?
Is it so impossible to imagine? Everything begins with a simple leap of faith.
Nice to see you again, Kisara. Lagiel, so, you've been working with Miguel all along. You know each other then? Yeah, you could say she and I go way back, though I haven't seen her since we founded the Gold Dust Cats. Gold Dust Cats, where do they come up with these names? Just, what are you doing in your little gang anyway? Exactly what Miguel told you. We're trying to uncover the truth of the conspiracy plaguing Menancia and save those caught up in it. It's funny how life turns out, huh? We used to compete for Miguel's attention only for you to get picked to join him in the Guard. I used to really envy you for that. But how the tables have turned, now you're at odds with him and I'm the one who gets to help him out. Everyone has to grow up sometime, Lagiel. Maybe so, but that doesn't mean having to turn your back on who you used to be. You've changed, Kisara. I heard about Miguel's plan to assassinate Lord Dohalim, how he ran when it failed. I searched for him to get answers, but he never showed his face to me. You'd figure if he wasn't guilty, he wouldn't have run away. But he did, and it's because he's a coward who betrayed me and Menancia both. After all that, you'd expect me to just believe it's all some conspiracy and let bygones be bygones? Kisara, settle down. I understand how confused you must be, but how doubtful of your brother. But we're doing all this precisely to keep that dream alive. Please, trust us on this. You've seen what sort of shape Miguel's in. He won't say it, but time's running out for him. Can't you put your differences aside and talk to him as siblings again like you used to, just this once? You're right. Maybe I should. I'm sorry. I've just really talked your ears off, haven't I? Must be a lot to take in all at once. You're welcome to rest here for today if you like. Yeah, I think I'll take you up on that. Miguel. I was just working as a chef, but I did was ask about it, and that same night I got attacked by Zookles. You too, huh? I was working in the palace and spotted a suspicious figure in the pantry. Tried to call out to them, then someone hit me from behind. It was a serious brush with death. Neither of us would be alive if Miguel hadn't saved us, huh? Sorry to keep him imposing on you, Lagiel. As far as the rest of society is concerned, you're an insurgent. Setbacks are inevitable. Are you worried about Kisara? Don't worry, I'm sure she'll understand someday. Yeah, you're right. Would you like to stay the night?
Huh? Uh-huh. Can't sleep?
And you?
I woke up randomly and couldn't fall back asleep. I'll go back to bed once I get tired again.
How's your shoulder?
Huh? My shoulder? Oh, you mean where Dohalim smacked me? It feels a little off, but... it's fine. I'll manage.
Doesn't look like it's gotten much better. I'll give you some more healing. That should do the trick.
Hey, yeah, you're right. That feels much better. Thanks, Xion.
I've been thinking about what happened, and I was out of line. I know it takes more than a couple of bullets to bring down a lord.
Forget about it. It's fine now. We all got out of there safe, and now you've healed me up too. We're going to take down all the lords. That was the promise we made, right?
Yeah, I guess. But there was one other thing I wanted to ask you. Back at the palace, Law said you took that hit because you were worried about me. What was it you were worried about?
That's... kinda hard to explain.
Just tell me.
Well, for one, if we lost you, I wouldn't be able to use the blazing sword anymore.
Obviously.
But more important than that, I guess I just couldn't let you die. Honestly, I think that's all there is to it.
There you go saying stuff like that again. You never learn, do you? But...
Anyway, it's necessary so we can fulfill our promise, right?
Right. Glad you remember that much.
You okay? Anyway, I think I'm gonna go to bed.
Sleep well. What am I doing?
I sent Kisara back to town under the cover of night.
You do realize that she was searching for you all this time, right?
I wonder why. She never could let things go, ever since we were kids. Maybe she was keeping an eye on you all because she thought you might cause trouble. I wouldn't be surprised.
Do we need to be worried about her? She could easily report us.
Even if we could have kept her here, it would have just raised more suspicion. Besides, I want to believe in her.
More leaps of faith, huh?
Once we make our move, I'll send Zare to come fetch you again. Until then, stay close and try not to wander off too far.
Guess we're waiting on word from Miguel for the time being.
Let's go out somewhere then. Twiddling my thumbs isn't my style.
I'm going with you if you are. If I let you people go unsupervised, you'd probably wind up too far out for Miguel's news to reach.
Oh, come on. We're not children.
How about you make like the rest of the city and play nice for once?
I know he said it's necessary, but... are we sure Miguel's plan is a good idea?
I mean, just because we came expecting a fight doesn't mean we have to have one.
If Miguel is right about Dohalim, we may have no reason to fight. Dohalim may have found a way to build a future where Dahnans and Renans can live alongside each other in peace.
Yeah, I guess that may be true, but I'm still not sure about this. I just can't bring myself to trust a Renan. I really don't understand what's going through Miguel's head. And as for him and Kisara...
He said they were siblings, right? But things seemed kinda awkward between them. I was an only child, so I never had to deal with that kind of stuff.
Is their situation really that different from ours?
That's... I mean, I guess not, but...
The reality is that we don't know what's true and what isn't about Menancia yet. Until we know that for sure, let's not pass judgment one way or another, okay?
Yeah, okay. That's fair enough, I guess.
That's a good boy. Aw, I'm not just playing. This is training, honest.
So let me ask you something, Rinwell. Hootle and Miguel's cat are both animals native to Dahna, right?
Right. And Zoogles definitely aren't.
Well, duh. Those things are too hideous to be from here. Not that owls are any better.
Hmm?
Ah! Ow! Ow! I take it back! I love owls! Owls are the best! I swear!
Hootle's pretty cute, I'll admit. But I've also been rather partial to cats, too. What about you, Shion?
Huh? Who? Me? Well, I guess... I like them both. Nothing. I didn't say anything. Either way, the more I think about it, I've never heard of anyone keeping Zoogles as pets.
Is it because Renans only use them for practical purposes?
Yeah, that could be the reason. They were originally created to serve as beasts of burden, so to speak.
Hey, can you guys quit standing around and get him to leave me alone? I'm begging you! Judging by the stench, I'd say the animals at the ranch are all grown now.
Wait, he can smell the animals all the way from here? That's weird. I gotta remember where it was. Trislita Highway? Yeah. Faria Ranch.
Do you sense one of your friends, Hootle?
Oh, how glad I am to see you. What? Why? What's up? I have something to give Kusara. But she's a little hard to reach, so if you wouldn't mind, Oh, right, because you'd have to approach the palace to see her. Sure, we'll see it gets to her somehow. Thanks, I really appreciate it. As for the big plan, just wait for Zara. She'll deliver a message when it's time. Got it. We'll make sure to prepare in the meantime. Sorry to keep adding to your plate. An old bracelet filled with a lot of memories and cherished by its owner for many, many years.
Finally. If only we could have flown with the wind to get here faster.
I mean, we did get here pretty quick with the fast travel. Not sure if I've completed these yet or not, but we can go check and see just in case.
Yes!
Well, it's about time! In that case, I need you to follow this recipe here and cook me a beef stew right away. Why are you making me cook again? Can't wait to see how this turns out, Alphen. Come on, isn't the stew ready yet? Sorry, Law. It says here I have to let it simmer for 5 hours.
No way.
5 hours? That beef would have tasted perfectly fine if we just grilled it up real quick.
I don't believe this.
If that's how you're gonna act, boy, then you can forget about having any. 5 hours.
Great!
Alright, looks like it's done now. It's dark.
Very nice.
Oh ho, look at that beautiful dish. It smells just as divine, too. Now to see how it tastes. Now.
What?
Whoa! This is absolutely exquisite! I'm in heaven. Truly, this is a golden age of cooking we live in.
Yes.
That doesn't really tell us anything about how it actually tastes. I'll say, I feel like his reaction is even more dramatic than last time. Oh well, why don't you try some next, Law? Sure, I'll have some.
Oh.
Holy crap! This meat is so tender, I feel like it's gonna melt right in my mouth. And the sauce is so rich and packed with the taste of the meat and veggies, it gives the whole an unbelievably deep flavor. These veggies, too, they're so meaty and tasty, just the way they are. They make for a really nice, complimentary side dish.
Oh, this is bad. Real bad.
Whoever came up with this meal really thought every dish through. I can see why the palace would serve it. You know, Gordino, you could take a page out of Law's book when it comes to actually explaining how something tastes. Gah, you don't even understand anything. All that people do is flap their jaws. Listen, you uncultured oaf. Flavor is something you express with your whole body. No, your very soul. Were you watching that? Did you see how I moved with every fiber of my being? Open your eyes wide and burn this next sight into your brain. Ready? It's absolutely... Oh God, I get it. I was wrong. No need to get all worked up about it.
Yes!
Putting that aside, my palate and stomach are completely and utterly satisfied. I can now leave this realm with no regrets. It's time I leave in search of an even greater cuisine. Farewell, my culinary comrades. I like Gordino. He's fun.
Man, that was amazing! No wonder the old man was so gung-ho about it.
See? What did I tell you?
Shion, you've got sauce on your face.
The bottomless pit. Oh, I can enter. Oh, the training grounds. That's right.
So these are the training grounds. The atmosphere here feels different compared to the rest of Vicent.
It's just a nicer name for a place where people go to fight.
So, it's still a good way for us to test our strength. Stop sweating the small stuff.
We guardsmen have been undergoing rigorous training ever since we entered the Guard, dedicating ourselves to one goal: ultimate might. Not 1 inch will be given to any rotten Zoogles that dare to cross me. Just cut them down and toss them aside. Cut them down and... Man, people who get picked up to join the Guard sure are something else, aren't they? He's been yelling that stuff for a while now, but I haven't seen him actually step up to the reception this entire time. I'll give him a minute. He's getting psyched up. You know, it takes a special kind of stupid to walk up to one of us armored soldiers, pull out your weapon, and try to fight us with it. Come on, can you really blame me? Your weapons are so big and strong, I couldn't help myself. What are you, 5? Are you, like, with this everything you see? Think about what you're doing before it gets you arrested. Yeah, man, you gotta actually enter the proper way. Ha ha ha. My fist feels like a ball of fire. I bet I can take the advanced trials, no problem. Now, don't get ahead of yourself. You're drunk again. Did you forget you flunked the entrance exams for the Guard? The reason your hand feels like that is because you punched a wall, dummy. I suggest you stick to the novice fights if you know what's good for you. Okay, this time I'm gonna give it everything I have. I've been training for this day. I know I can do it. I hope so, but what are we gonna do if you get hurt in there? What? Who's he talking to? Himself?
Oh, good. There you are.
You people again. You shouldn't be loitering around here. Don't force me to arrest you.
Think we've established you couldn't even if you wanted to.
What?
Law, quit it. We're not here to argue with you, Captain. We've got something to deliver to you. Here.
That's... That bracelet. Is that my brother's? Why are you giving this to me? I can't help but wonder what my brother is planning with all this.
I'm not sure. That said, I think he was being sincere about everything he told us back there. I've met a lot of good people fighting to liberate Dana. And I got the same feeling from Miguel that I did from all of them. I think we can trust him. I think you're a good person too. Otherwise he would report on us and the Gold Dust Cats, right?
What makes you think I won't?
Because Miguel trusts you. And that's enough for me to trust you too.
You're a pretty unusual guy, Alphen. Do you go around acting like that everywhere you liberate people?
What do you mean?
Sorry, forget it. It's nothing.
Okay. Anyway, I think we'll find out more about what Miguel's planning soon enough. All we can do now is wait and see what happens.
I guess so.
I guess we just wait for things to kick off.
Yeah, looks like we'll be staying at the inn another night.
Miguel. So that was it, huh? Stay another night at the inn, then?
Oh, it's Zare!
Hold on. She's got something tied to her collar.
Oh, she left.
It happens tomorrow. They want us to meet in that underground quarry.
Then we should prepare while we still can. We'll spend the night here at the inn again. Well, this is it.
Yeah. What angle is the Lord gonna take?
That depends on Miguel. Let's hurry to the quarry.
Next petition! Step forward!
My lord, please hear my humble request.
Who goes there? Halt! Is that Miguel? The traitor?
Guards! Don't let them get any closer! His Excellency's life is in grave danger! Kill them all at once!
Wait.
Stay back, Your Excellency. It's too dangerous.
Enough. He cannot harm me. Nor, I think, does he intend to do so. Isn't that right, Miguel?
Indeed it is, Lord Dohalim.
I have heard many a rumor about you, but I suppose we'll have more time for those later. You have made some rather interesting friends.
He has something he wishes to show you. And we are here to make sure he does.
And what could that be?
Please, my lord, you needn't give these miscreants the time of day. I shall personally...
Silence, Kelzelik. I wish to speak with them. Please, you were saying.
It's what's in there, my lord. Have you ever walked all the way through the quarry, my liege? Right to the other side?
Now that you mention it, I don't believe I have. It's a Dahnan medical facility of some kind, is it not?
I think you need to see for yourself, my lord. All I ask is that you witness this before you pass judgment upon me.
Then witness it I shall. Kisara? This man is your brother, correct? I would like to ask that you personally escort me while in there.
I should warn you, what lies ahead is fraught with danger. You should all take care and stay on your guard as we proceed.
Danger? What could be so dangerous about it? It's a regular workplace, isn't it?
You'll see. Please, I ask only that you trust me.
Sounds like you all need to rethink your medical facilities around here. Hospitals are supposed to be safe.
Quite. Kisara, let's see what they have to show us, shall we?
As you wish, my lord.
Your strength is appreciated. With you, we can all breathe a little easier.
Alright, Kisara. Instead of evading, Kisara prefers to guard with her shield, and it can even trigger some arts while guarding. Successfully guarding raises her morale, making any arts unleashed while guarding and resulting in combos stronger and harder to block.
I didn't realize you held my strength in such high regard. And it right around to smash the attacker.
But why bother blocking in the first place? Wouldn't it be better to just dodge the attack and hit back immediately?
Try doing that when you've got someone standing behind you that you need to protect. This shield is a symbol of our conviction as guardsmen. Every time we successfully block an attack, our fighting spirit only grows stronger.
So what you're saying is that, unlike Law, you can actually take a hit.
I'm right here!
Oh, got him. I like it. They got a person who can guard and a person who can break guards. We got fire. We got, I guess, well, a person who can't feel pain and a person who can't touch people without causing pain. Now we just need to find Rinwell's opposite.
This area right here is where the real Heart of Darkness used to lie in Menancia. It wasn't unusual for the holes we dug in this earth to become our graves, and for the stones we mined to serve as our tombstones.
That's right. I can remember it so clearly. I remember how the adults used to describe this place. Like it was setting foot in the gaping maw of a monster. But anyway, that's all history now.
It is. All the bloodstains on the rocks, the still air, the constant stench of death. We're very lucky that it's all in the distant past. The smell of sweat and debris still hangs in the air, but at least now the Dahnans of Menancia can live with joy in their hearts. And it's you that we have to thank for this, Lord Dohalim. We would never have come so far if it wasn't for you.
Miguel, why bring all of this up now? What exactly is the point?
I just wanted to remind us. I think it's important that we remember how precious the rights we enjoy under his lordship's grace truly are.
But I still don't get why...
You'll understand soon enough. For now, I simply want you to keep what I've said in mind as we continue our journey.
It's teeming with Zeugles. Are they kept here as some kind of deterrent?
Not that I know of. This is where the spirit vessel is housed, so it's no place for beasts. What's going on? Where are all the laborers?
You're the only one who doesn't seem in the least bit surprised. Perhaps you'd care to enlighten us?
All in due course, my lord. But first, just a little bit further. Once we reach our destination, everything will become clear soon enough.
Fine. As you wish.
You know, it's like, you can never get away with that shit in real life. It's like, why are you being so cryptic? Just tell us what's going on. But that's always the way of it in these games and videos and movies.
I noticed your shield just appears out of nowhere whenever you need to use it. Just like Shion and her gun.
Does it use the same Renin transferal technology too? Don't you need astral energy in order to use that?
You do. Obviously, I can't cast arts myself, but I'm equipped with a device that has the necessary energy charged into it. As long as I'm using the device, I can call forth my shield whenever I like.
Equipment charged with astral energy isn't all that rare.
So basically, there's nothing special about Renin technology that prevents Danins from using it?
No. But as you might expect, normally they'd never be given any of it in the first place.
It's not as if just anybody gets to have it here. You need to earn Lord Dohalim's trust before you're allowed access to it.
What makes you so sure he's not bribing you?
Rinwell.
I'm just being honest. It's not normal.
I can understand why you'd be skeptical. However, Elda Menancia truly has transformed and evolved from the sort of realm it once was.
Yes, she's right. And that's exactly why I...
Miguel?
Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'll explain more once we arrive at our destination.
This thing sure hits hard when it charges at you. Let me see if I can help. I'll drive it back with this great shield. Kisara's boost attack, Fierce Guardian. Kisara sticks her giant shield into the earth to attack the enemy and protect allies. If it hits an enemy, it'll down them and weaken any subsequent charge attacks. This move also boosts all allies' defense and elemental defense. Alright. Support member boost attacks. Press L2 and the directional button to perform a boost strike with a party member.
It's over!
I didn't do it right. You gotta charge it like that.
Here I go! I'll stop its charge!
Thanks, Kisara!
Denied!
Watch
Done to dust! Leave the charge up to me! Denied! I'm just getting started!
There we go.
There! I'm ready! Eat this!
Raging Cascade! Sleep now!
Denied!
I'll be saving this one! Thunder Field!
I'm on it! All finished
More
here!
round
Nothing
round
gets by
round.
me!
Sleep now! Mega
More
Ray!
for the stockpile! I'm on it!
Here is Flame of Fury! Burning Strike!
Glacial
Spear! Pierce Evil!
Got it. When boars and other enemies try to charge at you, call in Kisara. Her boost attack stops charging attacks dead in their tracks and weakens any subsequent attempts.
Nothing gets by me!
Do it.
It's over! Be still! That freaking does it! Stardust! Take this!
Into the sun! Dance in the
Here I
wind!
come!
Mega Ray! Sleep now!
By the Lightning Thrust! Here I come! Rising Thunder! I'll crush you! Lightning Reflexes! Tenebrous Claw! I'm on it! Now I'm in the deep... You're finished! Eagle Fly! Far enough!
Dance
Here
in
I
the
come!
wind! In here! More for the stockpile!
All good things come to an end! I'm not done! I'll run you now while it's reeling!
Take it down!
Ready to go! I'm on it!
Raging Cascade!
I'm on it! You're finished!
This one!
Be
Dance
still!
in the wind!
Here I come! It's
Sleep
over!
now. By the power of water!
Just take it! It's over! Lightning Thrust!
Now!
Stardust! All finishes here!
Now!
Take this!
Talisman handles it!
Rinwell!
Demons descend!
Flashing Fang!
Emblem obtained. Kisara, the Unbreakable Wall. Faster AG recovery. Ooh, she got a bunch. Party formation. You can change which characters will fight in combat, as well as who you wish to control. Their position determines what to press to trigger their boost attack. Press L1 or R1 during combat to change who you control. Press the options button to change your character's battle control. Semi-auto, automatically moves around, manual, yep, auto, yep. Press options to change modes during combat.
This should come in handy when crafting weapons.
Okay. Let's try changing the party formation. Oh, we need to level up too. Double Demon Fang. Let's try Sword Rain Alpha. See what that looks like. Restored by perfect evading, guarding SP. Restoring AG upon execution of a perfect evade or perfect guard. Healing circuit. Intermediate healing art that gradually restores HP to all allies within its circumference. Placid Pool performs a surging dive with a water splash. Art casting mobility allows you to move around while casting arts. Gale Forest detonates a pocket of compressed air right in front of Renwell. Reduces the amount of time it takes to cast a spell when performed as a part of a combo. Bigger combos reduce this time more than smaller ones. Restores AG when critical hits are dealt. Restores AG upon executing a perfect evade or perfect guard. Restores AG when critical hits are dealt. Restores the boost gauge when a battle begins. Whirlwind Snap, an air-rending roundhouse kick that pulls enemies closer. Easier over time. Makes it easier for you to trigger over limit. Increased guarding effects further reduces the amount of damage taken while guarding. Allows you to move around while guarding. Increases the amount of boost gauge added upon defeating an enemy. Counter Edge upon enemy defeat. Allows you to trigger Counter Edge by pressing R1 when defeating an enemy. When sent flying, press R2 to recover and land without being down. Increases defense and elemental defense when near death. Alright. It's weird, I'm not seeing party formation. What is that fog? Edit. There we go. at that smoke. Guess we'll just have to run straight through it. No, don't. This smoke is alarmingly thick. It's unhealthy. So what? Are you saying we just wait it out until it dissipates?
All right.
No, we won't have to do that. This is a good time to put some of my guardsman training to use. What does that mean? Oh, yeah. Everybody's got their thing.
I didn't know you could use arts like that.
Yeah, but still, what's with that smoke and these Zeugles around here?
That is a good question. Little shinies over here? Or just a bunch of enemies?
Pow! Anything in armor is all mine!
It's over!
Going in!
Rising
This
Falcon!
one's mine!
I'm on it! You're
Tiger
mine!
Blade! They may look cute and stuff, but they're vicious! Going in!
We got flyers!
I've
Be
got
still!
this! Let a marksman handle it!
I'm on it! All yours!
Going in!
I'm on it!
This
Rising
one's
Falcon!
mine! In the groove! I'm gone!
It's
Here
on!
I go!
Strike!
Tiger Blade!
Be still! Here I come! First strike! Rising
This
Falcon!
one's mine! Eagle's Eye! This one's mine!
I need to be stronger.
This is...
Is that the spirit vessel I'm looking at there? Right you are. To make the energy extraction easier, there's a crusher at the base of it that grounds rocks into fine pieces. Back in the day, it wasn't uncommon for people to accidentally fall inside. Yes, but now that nobody is forced to do that sort of hard labor anymore, such accidents are rare these days. And thankfully so. Things are better than they used to be here.
Looks like trouble with a capital T.
Together, we've got this!
I'll run you through!
Here I come!
One more!
You're finished!
Take it! It's over!
Rising Falcon!
Are those rocks in skin?
Do it!
You're finished!
Shion!
Get toasty!
Burn strike!
There! And a
Hit a word! I'll smash you!
Here I come!
Tiger Blade!
Annihilation!
This one keeps charging us!
That's what my shield's for! Get behind me!
Lightning got it! I'll leave it to you!
Watch this! Tiger Blade!
This has got your name on them!
Eat this!
Take this!
Look sharp!
Talon Storm!
Eat this!
Take this! Make it
Here I
rain!
come!
Kisara! I'll stop your movement!
And I'll stop your life!
I feel sprightlier than before.
How long have they been mining this place out?
Since before I was born. Or so they tell me. Probably for decades.
That long? I'm impressed the place has never caved in during all that time.
Pow! Here I come! First strike!
This one's mine!
Rising Falcon!
I'm gone!
It's a duel of the arts!
It's over!
Tiger Blade!
Magna Ray!
Flying
Freak! Let me just sit still!
Sia, can you take care of them?
No sooner...
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
We can really make weapons with this?
Brace yourselves. This one's tough. Be still. Rising Falcon.
Look sharp.
I'm on it.
On guard.
You're mine.
The bigger they are, the harder they fall.
Rising Falcon.
Go for the weak point!
It's over.
Going in!
Take this. Sword Rain Alpha.
Here's evil!
Here I come. Sword Rain Alpha.
On guard! Going in!
Be still. Stardust. Rising Falcon. You're finished. I'm on it. Take this. You're finished. Sword Rain Alpha.
On guard.
Right.
Going in!
Be still.
I'll tear you apart!
I'll finish you here
now! I can carve through armor!
Here I come.
Powered Hurricane!
Rising Falcon.
Look sharp.
That's much
One
better.
more.
Eat dirt.
Tiger Blade.
Here I come.
Do it!
I'm not done.
Xion!
Get toasty!
Bird Strike!
I can feel my power growing. Right, here goes. Take this. Sword Rain Alpha.
This one's mine!
Here I come. It's so...
By the power of water!
You're mine. You're finished. Take this. You're finished.
Sighted! Go!
On guard.
Astral Launch.
That's my cue!
Shut him down.
By the power of water! Not in your dreams!
Here I come. It's over.
There! House it!
Rising Falcon.
This one's mine.
Annihilation!
You're mine.
Tiger Blade.
You're finished. Stardust. Take this.
Eat this!
On guard.
By the power of
Put
water!
this on for size!
This one's mine.
Eat this!
Tiger Blade.
Whirlwind
It's over.
Searing
You're
flame!
mine.
Reload!
This one's mine.
I'm out of ammo!
Tiger Blade.
There's always room for improvement. Looks like trouble with cavalry!
Together, we've got this.
This one's mine.
Watch it!
Be still.
This one's mine.
This one's all mine.
Talon Sword!
On guard.
Take this. Be still.
Do it.
For the weak spot.
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
Here, let me help.
My turn. You're mine.
This one's mine.
Here goes!
Burn in
I
hell.
really owe you one.
Tiger
Here I
Blade.
come.
Fair enough.
It's over.
Make it rain.
Bring out! Demons descend! Flashing Fang!
Everybody okay?
We're all right, Alphen.
Gotta break through. Here Be still! Take this! You're finished! Talon Storm! Take this! Here I come!
Eat this! On guard!
Rising Falcon!
This one's mine!
You're mine! It's over!
Take it! Rip it!
Here I come! You're finished!
Take this! Eat this!
Rising Falcon! Take this! It's over!
Eat this! Talon Storm!
Take
Do it!
this!
Look sharp!
Gridwell!
Demons descend!
Flashing Fang!
Our work is done here. Let's move.
I'm right behind you, Shion.
Brace yourselves! This one's tough! I'll tear you apart! Tassel!
One more!
Rising Falcon!
You're off!
No escape!
Going in!
Sword Lane Alpha! Be still!
Meteor! Go for the weak point!
Here I come!
Their arcs were interrupted!
Through armor!
On guard! Water! That's it!
I'll try harder! This one's all mine!
This one's mine!
Not today!
I'll heal you all! Tiger Blade!
Take this!
Leave the charges
Truck!
to me! Do it!
Sword Lane Alpha!
Law! I'll stop your movement!
And I'll stop your life!
Searing
My
flame!
turn!
Look sharp!
Sword!
Take this!
Lightning thrust!
Tiger Blade!
Tectonic
You made me angry. That was a bad idea.
Use a healing art!
You're mine!
One more!
Strike!
First aid! Tiger Blade!
Sword Lane Alpha!
Make it rain.
Tassel!
Look sharp! Get toasty!
Bird strike!
Barely a blip on our radar. I have a bad feeling about this.
Take this! Sword Lane Alpha! Tassel! Rising Falcon! First strike! I'll run you through! Take this! It's over! Be still! Take this!
This one's
You're
mine!
finished! Sword Lane Alpha! Here I come!
Tiger Blade!
Take this! It's over! Be still!
Eagle!
Watch
You're
this!
mine!
Tiger Blade! Here's a healing art!
I'm Rising Falcon! I'll run you through!
Tiger Blade! Eagle
It's
Fire!
on! You're mine!
This one's
You're
mine!
finished! Law! Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
This place is a lot more complicated than I expected. Is this the right way?
Right, here goes! You're mine!
Go!
It's over! Burn!
This one's mine!
You're mine!
Look sharp!
Sword Lane Alpha! Lightning Thrust!
Here I go! Make it rain! Rolling snap! Tiger Blade!
You're mine! It's over! We did it!
Here and now! Confiscated! This one's mine! It's over!
You're mine!
Take
Rising Falcon!
Only getting do it!
You're mine!
Nicely done.
looks like trouble with a capital T.
Together, we got this! You're mine! It's over! Sword Rain Alpha! You're mine! Aim for the weak spot!
Glacial Shield.
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous Claw!
Mega Ray.
Eat this!
You're finished! I'll run you through! Dazzle!
Talon Storm.
You're finished!
I'm out.
Rising
Here,
Rocket!
let me help.
I don't have much left.
I'm on Sword Rain Alpha! I'll run you through! Lightning Thrust!
Talon
Here I
Storm.
come!
Aqua.
You're finished!
Annihilation. This one.
Rising
Now I'm
Rocket!
in trouble.
Fury. Burning.
You're mine!
Going in.
Sword Rain Alpha!
Here's a healing art.
Blade.
Ready. First aid.
really owe you one.
It's over!
Meteor.
Stay still!
I'll end you!
Take this!
Blow away!
Rising...
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous Claw! One deadly strike, just as ordered.
Are you on alert for your brother? You needn't worry so much. He's not the type of man to act rashly.
Right.
I'll do my best.
I'm not done!
I'm gone.
Sword Rain Alpha!
Glacial Tiger Blade. Here's the evil.
Rising Falcon!
Freeze Lancer.
Take this!
Talon
Take
Hurricane.
this! You picked the wrong fight! My turn!
Take this.
We did it! My turn!
Tiger Blade.
I'm not done!
Eat this.
Sword Rain Alpha! Stay still!
Do it.
You're mine!
Searing Blade.
Now I'm
in the groove. I'm all stuffed up.
This one is mine.
It's
Tiger
time!
Blade. Everyone hanging in there?
Oh man, I hope I live long enough to regret this.
Far enough.
I'll tear you
You're mine!
I'm
You're
gone.
finished! Burn!
One more.
Come and get it!
Tiger
You're
Blade.
mine!
Talon Storm.
Sword Rain
Get
Alpha!
away!
One's mine.
Dazzle!
Take this.
Blow away! Take this!
Tiger Blade.
It's
Who wants
over!
to die next? I'm
Sword Rain Alpha!
I'm on it.
Talon
It's over! I'll finish you here and now!
Make it rain! Shield!
Go for it!
Prepare to crumble!
Searing Blade! Reload! Not in your dreams!
Look sharp! Eagle's Eye! You're finished! Lightning Thrust!
And again!
Rising Falcon!
I need to be stronger.
It'll be a breeze. Get in, get out.
One more!
You're finished!
Going in!
Talon Hurricane! Look sharp! You're mine!
This one's mine!
It's over!
This one's mine!
Eagle's Eye! Be still!
Tiger
Here I
Blade!
come!
Glacial Spear! Here's evil!
This one's mine!
You're mine! You're finished! Great! Next! Talon Hurricane!
Look sharp!
Eagle's Eye!
Searing Flame!
You're
No
mine!
one gets by me!
Sword Rain Alpha!
One more!
I'm on it!
Glacial Spear! Here's
Take
evil!
this!
Freeze Lancer!
First strike!
Going in! Here I go!
I feel sprightlier than before.
Looks like we've arrived.
This is the way to the medical facility, right?
You'll see. Let's keep going.
So there really is an underground lake here. Tell me, where is the medical facility?
It's not here. In fact, it never even existed in the first place.
But I've seen people carried in here with my own eyes. Where could they have all gone?
The answer is right in front of you. You need but open your eyes.
What do you mean?
Are you trying to say that they all drowned in this lake?
No. They're just what you see before you. What's left when matter ceases to be matter. Perhaps the scale is throwing you off. Let me show you what I'm getting at.
What?
No way. It can't be.
So then, this entire lake is...
Yes. All this is the Hollowing.
I still don't follow, Nagal. What happened to your hand? And what is this hollowing you speak of?
This is what I wanted to show you, my lord. When a life form's drained of its astral energy, its physical form breaks down completely, a death leaving no physical remains. All that's left is a reflective substance, the only proof that matter once existed at all. That hollowing is the substance that fills this lake.
This whole lake. How many people? How many Dahnans?
You actually expect me to believe all that? That an astral arts illiterate Dahnan would know of this unseen atrocity? And that I, a Renan lord, would have no knowledge?
I have one last piece of evidence, Lord Dohalim. This is a fruit of Helgen. The cause of all of this.
What are you doing, Miguel?
Here is your proof, my lord. Proof of the bounds of your knowledge. Proof of the countless Dahnan deaths under your watch. No, they were not merely deaths. Those Dahnans were completely erased. And now, the only testament is that lake of hollowing.
Miguel!
Someone close to you is behind all of this. This person is amassing huge amounts of astral energy. You have to stop them. You're the only one who can prevent Menancia from returning to the living hell that it was once before. I beg you, for the future of the utopia you have created, please stop them. Don't let your dream die just as it's become a reality.
Wait a minute, I don't know if I...
Miguel! Miguel! Miguel!
Forgive me, Kisara. I'm sorry. It was the only way I could open his eyes. I didn't have much time left anyway. Please, help our Lord Dohalim to make our greatest dream a reality.
Miguel? Miguel?
Stop! Stop! That voice! Make it stop!
Dohalim!
What is this? His Master Core's going berserk!
Miguel! Miguel!
I know all you want is peace, but we need your help. We gotta get him under control.
Damn! As if he wasn't already strong enough!
Pray forgive me this, my lord.
Tiger Blade! Alpha!
Glimmer Dragon!
Look shot! I'm not done! Come on,
That rock is huge!
watch out, everyone! You're mine!
Going in!
It's over! Here I come!
Now you see what I can do!
Going in!
Soaring Alpha!
Eat this!
Tiger Blade! Rising Falcon!
Here I come!
It's over! I never miss!
Here I come! You're finished!
That's freaking done this!
Try harder!
I'll heal you
My
all.
turn! No escape!
Hey, Spot!
Glacial Spear! Here's
This
the
one's
evil!
mine!
I'm not done!
Freeze!
I'm on it! I'll run you
Here's
through!
the healing arc!
Going in!
Thunder Dragon!
Arc Seal!
Glacial Spear.
First
Pierce
strike.
evil.
Here I come.
That's it.
It's over.
Tiger Blade.
It's
Here's
on.
a healing arc.
Going in. I owe you one. You picked the wrong fight.
Going in.
I'll finish you here and now. You're finished.
One more. I'll heal you all.
Eat this.
Healing circle. Appreciate that.
This is looking good.
Mega Ray. Going in. Annihilation.
Hurricane.
Mega Ray. Tiger
Sword
Blade.
Alpha. Flaming thrust. You're
Ready to
mine.
go.
Rising Falcon.
Tiger Blade. Denied.
Rip it.
Take this. Flame.
It's over.
This one's mine.
Whirlwind. That freaking does it.
I'm gone.
Eat this.
If it's in the
Here
sky,
I go.
it's mine.
I can carve through.
You're
That's
finished.
it. Tiger Blade. Talon Power. Enough gun.
Look sharp.
Sword Rain Alpha. Tectonic Punch.
I'm taking one back. This one's mine.
Into the center. Tiger Blade. Into the fray.
It's over.
Annihilation. One more. Tiger Blade.
Rising Falcon.
Unguard.
And Hurricane.
This
Sword
one's
Rain
mine.
all mine. Now in the groove.
Will this help?
Ignite. Eat this. Watch it.
That hit the spot. Look sharp. One more.
Here I come.
Tiger Blade.
Sword Rain
Where are
Alpha.
you going?
It's over.
Mega Ray.
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
Come on, a roll now. Here I go. Mega Ray. Going in.
Take this! You're finished!
Here, I'm gone.
Here I come!
Ready
Try
to go.
harder! My turn!
Far enough.
You're right! Look out for the charge attack!
Nothing gets through me. This I swear.
Sword Rain Alpha! Tectonic
Here,
Punch!
let me help. I'm gone.
That frickin' does it!
I'm gone. That's it. There, first Tiger Blade. Searing Flame.
I'm on it! You're mine!
Look sharp. That's it. Tiger
Sword
Blade.
Rain Alpha!
Lightning. I know. What and weak.
It's on!
Mega Ray.
This one's mine. There. No further.
He stopped moving! Get him now!
Please forgive me.
Not today!
Tiger
I owe you
Blade.
one.
Sword
Rain
Appreciate
Alpha!
the help.
Dazzle,
Mega
now!
Ray. I'm ready.
That's it! Searing Gale!
Tiger Blade.
I'll tear you apart!
Pierce evil.
Escape!
Far enough.
It's over? I owe you one. First strike! Whirlwind snap! Here I come!
This one's mine.
Sword Rain Alpha!
Tiger Blade.
Thrust!
That spot.
Be still!
This one's mine.
Sword Rain Alpha!
Back into the fray.
I'm not
Flaming meteor.
Glitter Dragon! Take this! You're
Where are
finished!
you going?
This one's mine.
Glacial Spear. Pierce evil.
Sword!
Take
Here I
this. Freeze
come!
Blade.
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
Hear me. Flame
Take this!
fury.
I'll tear you
This
apart!
one's
Sword
mine.
Rain Alpha!
Pierce evil. Tiger Blade.
Dust and
Freeze
Dazzle!
laser.
Rising Phoenix!
Let me help.
I owe you one.
This one's mine.
Mega Ray.
Crumble!
Going in.
Storm! I'll smash you!
I'm gone. First aid.
Burn in hell!
This one's mine.
Oh, it's
Here I come! You'll pay for that!
Here, let me help. First aid. I'll bring you back from death to life.
Talon Hurricane! This should do it! You're mine!
I'm gone.
Sword Rain Alpha!
Talon Hurricane. Tiger Blade.
Rising Phoenix!
Glacial Spear. Pierce evil.
This one's mine.
Freeze laser.
Eat this!
Look sharp.
Take it!
One more.
Tiger Blade.
Lightning thrust!
This one's mine.
Rising Phoenix! It's over!
Look shot. Here, ready? Tiger Blade.
Fine not too long ago.
Handle it. Denied. Glacial
Here I
Spear.
come.
Here's evil.
Try harder!
Nice
No!
Freeze Lancer.
Look shot! Take this! It's over!
On guard.
This one's all
Carve
mine!
through armor.
Eat this!
Tiger Blade.
I'll run you
Take
through!
this.
I'm out of ammo.
It's
I'm all
over!
stocked up.
Sword Rain
Annihilation.
Alpha! Be still!
Downfall.
Rising Falcon! No! Can't... Here! Take this!
Now I'm in the
This
one's
It's
mine.
over!
Tiger Blade. Eagle
Dazzle!
Dazzle. On guard.
Rising Phoenix!
Going in.
It's over!
Go sloppy.
There!
Lightning. Downfall.
Try harder! Not a chance!
Annihilation. Magna Ray.
This one's mine.
Handle this.
Here I come!
Tiger Blade.
Here I come!
I never miss. Lunar Blast.
I let my guard
I'll
down.
bring you back from death. I'll bring you back from death's abyss.
Not done yet!
Resuscitation.
Here I come!
Let me help. First aid.
Sword Rain Alpha!
Anything in
Dazzle!
armor is fine.
By the power.
Of water.
This should do
I'll
it!
tear you apart.
I'll bring you back from death's abyss.
You're mine!
Resuscitation.
Please!
Here, let me help.
Falcon!
First aid.
Really owe you one.
That's
it!
not right! You may be strong. Stay away from my friends!
I'll bring you back from death's abyss.
Can't end here!
Light up the...
There!
You could use a hand.
Will this help?
Not done yet!
Healing circle.
You're
Look
finished!
out.
The fray.
Sword Rain Alpha!
Steering flow.
Is this it?
Steering flame. What?
Not done yet!
Let the marksman handle.
Tiger
Take
Blade.
this!
I never miss.
Sword Rain Alpha!
Will this help?
Freaking does it!
Here's a
This should
healing
do it!
Going in.
First
Now
aid.
you
We're
are!
interrupted.
Glacial spear.
Here I
Here's
come!
evil.
Freaking does it! Try
Freeze
harder!
Lancer.
This one's
No!
mine.
Here I come!
Here, let me help.
Far enough.
First aid.
Going in.
You're
One
mine!
more.
Sword Rain
Annihilation.
Shattering
Pieces.
You're mine!
Here's a healing.
Carve through armor. This one's mine. Light up the dark. All right. Let me at him.
Magna Ray. Annihilation. Magna Ray.
This one's mine. Eagle Dawn.
Ignite!
Tiger Blade.
Take this!
Going in.
Sword Rain
Appreciate
Alpha!
Whirlwind Snap.
Rising Falcon!
Appreciate the help.
This is
Tiger Blade.
What's this? Your dreams.
Look sharp. Talon Storm. Look sharp.
Here I come!
Going in.
Sword Rain Alpha!
Lightning.
Lightning
Down.
Thrust!
I'm out of ammo. I'm
Going
stocked
in.
up. Magna Ray.
Take this! No escape!
Annihilation.
Take this! Sword Rain Alpha!
Now,
Magna Ray.
take this.
Here, let me help.
Going Lord Dohalim!
Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
Are you all right? What was that just now? I understand this is a lot for you to take in, but Miguel trusted you.
Impossible. I have no such power. Truth be told, I never wanted this. I never wanted to be a lord. However, competing for a position in the crown contest was required of me, and in the process, I took the life of a dear friend. The life I took and the bloodshed, the hatred that it earned me. It was far more than I could ever bear. But the screams and tears of the slaves, they would reawaken my memories of that day. The memories of my friend's scream, and the tears of the one who mourned him. I couldn't take it any longer. I didn't want to remember.
So that's it? That's the real reason you freed the Danans? Just so you wouldn't have to listen to their screams?
Wait. So everything you've done...
Precisely. It was simply to distance myself from all the pain and death, all for my own selfish ends. And if it made everyone happy in the process, well, then that was just an added benefit. Or perhaps I truly did believe in those ideals at one point. But living up to them was never my aim.
Impossible. Your dream of coexistence? The ideals that you always championed? So you're saying that everything you stood for? You're saying it was all just a self-obsessed lie? Tell me it isn't true, Lord Dohalim. Because my brother believed in you in your dream!
Forgive me.
So this is who you really are?
Stop!
Let go! Let me go! Let me go!
It's enough, Kisara!
Let go!
Stop!
I'll tear him apart! I swear I'll...
Are you trying to ignore your brother's dying wish? He entrusted you with his dream!
Just kill me. I'm nothing. I am but a shell of a man now. I'm just a pitiful coward who shrank from his duties. I would only ask that you make it quick.
This man... This is the person my brother died for. And for what? For what? I need you to get out of my sight right now. Go, before I change my mind!
Are you feeling any better?
Yeah, a little. Thanks.
What are we gonna do now?
I still have unfinished business with Dohalim.
He's a world away from the Lord Balseph was. There's no need for us to fight him, Shionne.
In case you've forgotten,
Guys, I think something's going on outside.
Kisara! There you are!
What's happening?
Kelzelik has started an insurrection. He's driving all of the Danans out of the palace.
What? Has he lost his mind? What about Lord Dohalim?
We don't know where he is, Captain. We thought maybe you would.
No, I don't. I haven't seen him since we were inside the quarry.
Damn. Well, either way, I wouldn't go near the palace. Any suspected Renan sympathizers are being arrested on sight. This whole thing is a powder keg about to explode. Best prepare for the worst.
I guess not all of the Renans here like the idea of coexisting with the Danans after all.
So this is it. This is the real Menancia.
Are you giving up?
On what? This realm is already finished. It perished along with my brother's dream.
That's a shame. And I guess all the people who believed in that dream are on their own out there, aren't they? Not all of the Renan sided with Kelzelik. There's still hope, Kisara. Your brother's dream is only dead when there's nobody left who believes in it. Am I wrong?
My own eyes. What are you all doing?
I thought it was pretty clear. We're coming with you.
I appreciate the thought, really. But there's no need for you all to get involved in this.
Dohalim said it himself, right? All of us. We're liberators.
Thank you.
Will things be okay in the city?
I'm concerned about that as well. But for now, let us get to the palace.
Right. We'd best clamp down on things at the source before they get out of control.
The fact the enemy's holding themselves up tells me they're not exactly happy to see us.
Then we'd better go in prepared for whatever welcome we get.
We have to stop Sir Kelzelik.
Don't you think it's about time you dropped the Sir?
He always treated us Danans with such warmth and kindness. Did he have such bad intentions all along? I just can't bring myself to believe it.
Forget about intentions. We should assume he's the one who's behind all these incidents. It's not surprising to me that there are Renans in Menancia who resent Dohalim, but I didn't expect one would be so close to him.
Yes, I suppose you're right. I guess all of us here in Menancia are still some way off from being a truly united realm, aren't we?
Are you going to be okay, Kisara?
I don't know, but I definitely don't want things to end like this. Please, lend me your strength.
Of course. Anyone who tries to oppress others is our enemy, and we'll gladly stand against them. Besides, I want to believe that this realm really can do better too.
Alright everyone, I think that's going to do it for this episode, and what another heavy one we had. with tragic endings and huge story reveals. Just, you know, a lot to take in. So we're gonna stop it here, let that digest. We'll pick up next time to take on Kozilek and his rebels. We have to restore peace and prosperity to the land of Elde Menancia and figure out what is going on with the Lord Dohalim. Man, good stuff though. Thanks again for watching, and until next time, take care.